Welcome back, folks. We have to catch up with a ton of news and also some rumors and also share some info about what the Sony manager actually said about the A7V. He said we should expect major innovation, but he's a manager and the management always use catchy phrases and maybe they don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, let's see, folks, if this is going to be real, because the Sony A7V is rumored to be announced probably mid-November, so in about 1 month from now. But before we kick off, a quick reminder to first of all like this video to help me the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss of the upcoming rumors. Before we talk about news and rumors, just 2 notes. The first one is on the background there is a backup going on, so if you hear some noise like click 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 from the hard disk, don't worry, that's the reason. The second thing is that I'm at the moment super busy at work, so I didn't post many videos because I'm really over the top, also at night thinking a lot about a new art project I'm working on since many months, but now it's getting intense. And this art project will be very big because we're shooting with a self-made camera on the Dolomites next year and also in Venice. And if you want to know more, let me know in the comment system, then I could do a separate video to actually let you know what I'm really doing. And it's pure 100% analog photography, unedited, no digital involved. But if there are big rumors, I will always find some time to make videos. So I didn't make a new video because there were no big rumors. There are some hints about what to expect about the next stuff. So let's kick off with the rumors. First of all, a couple of notes. At the moment of recording this, Panasonic will have an announcement, but I already wrote on l-rumors.com and on photorumors.com yesterday that we are only getting a Lumix Lab update and new titanium Lumix S9 version that comes in a limited edition of 200 copies. And that's it. So there is no S1, H2 or whatever, nothing important at the moment. Moving on, also about Leica, the Leica Q3 Monochrom will be announced in November and not today as rumored previously from other websites. So it's coming in November, so don't worry. The Leica MEV1 is still coming next week, October 23. So the M-mount camera without rangefinder system but with integrated EVF, that's coming next week, October 23. Those were small updates about the rumors on Leica and Panasonic. Now, talking about Sony, there are some news because actually there was an interview made by a French magazine named Phototrend. They had a chat with a manager from Sony France, and when asked about the Sony A7V, he said, what we are doing at Sony is not updates every year on cameras. That's not our goal. We aim for true innovations. He hints that we can expect a true innovative camera with the Sony A7V, but this sounds all great. But I know from the past that managers, of course, have to always bring it's the work, everything in positive light. So what they mean with true innovation for them it also means like having the best AI chip on a entry-level, sort of entry-mid-level full-frame camera. They say that's innovative, so I don't know still if we can hope to get a new sensor. There are some hints through other sources with whom I'm chatting, those are news sources, that this sensor is new, so that we're not getting the same A7 IV sensor, so 33 megapixel non-stuck sensor, but those sources claim it's a much faster and newly designed sensor. Still, I have no final confirmation on this, so don't hold me accountable. Only when I get the solid proof or trusted sources, long-time trusted sources tell me something about it, then you can hold me accountable for those rumors. But just saying, there is a room for hope that we're getting a new sensor on the Sony A7V, and still I don't have an announcement date, but my best bet is mid-November, so 1 month from now we are getting a Sony A7V, also because trusted sources told me the camera will start to ship out in early quarter of 2026, so January, February, so announcement should happen earlier, okay? I think there is a fair chance that we're getting a 100-400mm GM2 pretty soon. Reason being is that this is the oldest GM lens in the lineup that now needs to be updated. You can see it from the table here. All the lenses that are on top have been updated, and so the next should be the 100 GM. So hopefully we'll get some info about this soon, also because I got some hints that indeed this lens has been developed and ready for announcement, so we might get a 100-400 gem too. There's also a new Sony patent that reveals eye-controlled autofocus through the viewfinder, a similar tech like you see on some Canon cameras, like Canon R3 for example, and the new Sony patent goes into that direction, but actually Sony writes they don't need to have a much larger viewfinder, so their tech is more evolved, and I don't know when this will be implemented, but it sounds like a perfect tech for a future Sony A9 IV, for example. I really think this tech is coming, so the new eye-focused, eye-controlled autofocus system is, in my opinion, really coming, and the patent proves that they're really working on it. Moving on, there have been plenty of new lens announcements, so let's walk you through quickly. We got the new 200mm 2.0 Laowa lens that is now available for pre-order at Venus stores, and it's priced at $1,999, which is $1,300 less than the Sigma 200mm 2.0. So if the Sigma was too expensive for you, the Laowa is a great alternative. It's not as good as the Sigma from an optical performance point of view, but still a great lens. We also got a new 50mm 1.4 Pro lens from Viltrox for $550. You get this lens, which is $400 less than the Sigma. So again, a very good alternative if you are on a budget and you want a classic 50mm 1.4 prime. Check it out. I will have pre-order links to all those lenses I mentioned before, now and later, in the description box, so click on them and you will see the full specs and the pricing, and eventually you can pre-order them. Then we also got a new 7 Artisans 35mm 1.8 for L and Z mount. This lens was already available for E mount, it's coming now for L and Z mounts. It's a nice full frame autofocus lens, so that's great. Schneider slash Samyang slash Rokinon also announced a 24-60mm 2.8 full frame E mount zoom lens. They already announced it before and it was available for pre-order in Europe. Now they announced it for the US market. There's also another lens coming from Viltrox on October the 20th. It's the 85mm 2.0 Evo series lens, so a lightweight 85mm lens. If you don't need the super 1.4 aperture, this might be a more budget lightweight option for you. And yeah, that's about it when it comes to news and rumors. The Canon R6 Mark III is, like I told you, coming on November 6th. Mid-November, likely Sony A7V, also Leica Q3 Monochrom. Yeah, Nikon did announce, I forgot this, 2 APS-C lenses today that you can pre-order. Those are the 1650 2.8 and the 35mm 1.7. And so that was a quick recap to catch up with the news and the small rumors and interviews I published on my rumor websites. There every day you can see my news, so check out sonyalpha.com, fotorumors.com, l-rumors.com, mirrorlessrumors.com, fujirumors.com, and so forth. There you find all the news. So even if I'm silent on this YouTube channel for 10 days or 2 weeks, don't worry. There you can always read the news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and actually don't forget also to share info. If you have some info, for example, about the upcoming Sony A7V or any other camera lens from any brand, you can contact me using this email address and this contact form. And I hope that within the next 1 to 2 weeks I can finally have the answer about if the Sony A7V will have the same A7 IV sensor or a new, maybe partially stuck to the 3 megapixel sensor. Wink wink, that would be nice, Sony. Hopefully it is, because the Canon R6 Mark III is going to be a superb new camera and Sony cannot afford to play conservative, in my opinion. Okay folks, see you very soon, hopefully. Bye.